Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy Hard8, the truth for YouTube, your favorite commentator's favorite commentator. You already know the deal. If you missed my last video, the link is down below. Facebook group, gamer tags, all that shit is down below, so make sure you go and check it out. Now, I want to talk to y'all about a couple things, man. I got a couple of gaming pet peeves. I got a couple of things in gaming that just grinds my motherfucking gears. I mean, some of this shit takes me completely out of the game. Now, to some, it might seem like these pet peeves that I have in gaming are a little bit extreme. But hey, we are all different as gamers. Some things you like, I don't. Some things I like, you don't. We all experience games in a different way, and this is just some of the things that fuck with me, that I fucking hate. Alright? Now, starting off, when it comes to card games, I like card games. Forza 5, Dirt, I like these kind of games. Grid, these games are fucking great. I love racing simulators and shit like that. Now, one thing I can't stand is a card game with no fucking card damage. I can't stand that shit. In fact, I will absolutely not play a card game that doesn't have card damage. I will not touch that shit at all. This is one of the reasons why I don't like Gran Turismo. This is one of the reasons. Now, I know in Gran Turismo 5, like, if you got farther enough, you can unlock card damage. But what type of bullshit is that? And I don't know how it goes in 6, but this is one of the reasons why I could not fuck with Gran Turismo. I cannot deal with a card game with no card damage. Another thing I can't deal with card games is no vehicle deformation. Like, if I got a car and I ride through some dirt, some mud, some water, I want to see that reflect on the car. Now, if I ride through some dirt, mud, and the car still look like it came off the showroom floor, I can't deal with that. That's a pet peeve that fucking bothers me. It'll take me completely out of the card game, and I don't even want to play that shit. I can't deal with it. I cannot deal with that. Now, moving on to some other pet peeves. If I'm playing a shooter, you know, case in point, BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite. You grab a motherfucker with your weapon, pop his head off, blood splatters on the screen, you see blood splatter, but then you look around and the blood is nowhere to be found. The fucking floor is still waxed. The blood is nowhere to be found. The body hits the floor, you see no blood. I just popped this dude's head off and no blood is leaking out the fucking wound. I cannot deal with that type of shit. That shit takes me out of games. Now, I can still play games that don't have this. I still was able to complete BioShock Infinite, but it would have been such a better experience for me if these things were in place. I can't stand shit like that. I can't stand it. Another thing I hate when it comes to a first-person shooter is if I look down and I cannot see my legs. Games like Call of Duty, you look down, you don't see anything. What the fuck am I, a ghost? Am I just floating? Are you telling me it's just some arms and a gun? Like, what the fuck is going on? If I look down, I want to see my fucking legs. You understand? Games like Outlast, you can see your legs. Battlefield, you can see your legs. I want to see my legs. I want to feel like I am really taking control of a soldier and not some arms with a fucking gun. I can't stand that shit. I really can't. Another pet peeve, and this bothers me, is after I kill somebody, if I can't interact with the body, like say if I shoot somebody, they die, and then you can keep shooting them while they're on the ground, I love that. That's great. But if I kill you, you die, and I shoot, and the bullets just go right through you, my legs go through you, I walk through you, shit like that. If I don't walk through you and, like, you know, kick you and, you know, move you out the way and things like that, if I can't interact with a dead body, that bothers me. It fucking bothers me. Now, these things don't take me completely out the game. These things don't make me not want to play the game, except card games with no card damage. But this shit bothers me, and it just fucks up my immersiveness into a game as much as I know that it could be. I just can't stand it. Another thing I cannot stand is when I have an object on my body, things like that, and it doesn't look like it's an actual object, but it looks like it's painted on or it's tattooed on. Case in point, God of War 3. Now we all know Kratos had the chains around his forearm and he was like, you know, burned into his skin or whatnot. Now, when you're in the actual gameplay or when they're doing an in-game cutscene, the chains around his forearm look like they were painted on. Look like a tattoo. They're not supposed to look like that. They're supposed to look like an actual chain. Now, if you look at a game like Infamous Second Son, you can see the chain around his wrist. It actually looks like it's a chain, right? It looks like a chain. But on God of War 3, it looks like it's painted on. And this goes with a lot of games where clothing look like it's painted on rather than it actually being like a shirt and things like that. It just looks crazy. Same thing when you go up to a door and it's supposed to be a doorknob, but it's painted on. Like it's not a doorknob. It's fucking painted on to look like a doorknob. I can't stand shit like that. That shit bothers me. Bothers me. It bothers me. Another thing that bothers me is when I'm shooting somebody in a game that's mature rated, I don't see any bullet damage. Now, I have gotten spoiled on this over the last couple of years because on games like Red Dead Redemption, Max Payne 3, Last of Us, I see my bullets doing damage to the body that I am riddling with bullets. But then you get to a game like Far Cry 3 where you shoot a motherfucker up with an AK, go up to the body, and there's not a scratch on them. I cannot deal with games like that. Yes, I have been spoiled by the games that I named, Max Payne 3, shit, even GTA 5, Last of Us, Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption did that shit in 2010. And it's a couple games before that where you saw bullet damage. I don't like shooting somebody with a fucking AK-47 and not seeing any bullet damage. That shit takes me out of the fucking game. Now, like I said, some of these things might be extreme to some of you, but to me, it just takes me out of the game. And when when a game has all of these things, oh man, I love it. I love attention to detail. See, while a lot of people are worrying about how games are going to look, graphics and things like that, yes, graphics and shit is important. Gameplay is important. But nobody seems to think that attention to detail is just as important. For me, it is. For me, it is. I don't like to shoot walls with a gun and then I turn around and turn back around and the bullet holes disappeared. I don't like that type of shit. That type of shit, it grinds my fucking gears. Now, this is just some of the pet peeves. I mean, I got a lot that bothers me, you know, as far as if I'm controlling the character and I'm running through shit and my character doesn't interact with the environment, like Infamous Second Son. You know, you go, it's raining, there's puddles of water in the street, and you go walk over the puddles with your character, and there's no interaction. That type of shit bothers me. It's a pet peeve. It grinds my gears. And like I said, some of you might think this shit is way left. I don't even notice some of this shit, but I'm quite sure some things in games that fuck with y'all too that might not fuck with me. Like I said, we're all different. Hey, it is what it is. But while everybody is looking for the next generation of graphics, gameplay, I'm also looking for the next generation of attention to detail. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section, what are some of your pet peeves when it comes to gaming? What kind of things grind your gears? And if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't hit the thumbs down, this your boy Hard 8, and I'm out. Deuces.
Hey! Hey! New shoes on the Range Rover, good with mine. Yeah, motherfuckers act like I